I had an affair with my husband's brother, and our kids helped us keep it secret for 2 years. But when he found out, he sold everything, vanished. And what he did next shattered the life we built. For 2 years, I effed my husband's brother. Not just effed, I had a full-blown affair. Dates, feelings, the whole pathetic cliché. And the worst part? I made my kids lie for me. Warren and I had been married 15 years. He owned 3 auto body shops around the city, built them from nothing. Started with one bay he rented from an old mechanic, worked 18-hour days, came home covered in primer dust and motor oil. By year 10 of our marriage, he had 3 locations and 22 employees. But I was lonely. That's what I told myself. Warren left at 6 a.m., came home at 9 p.m. Saturdays, he did paperwork. Sundays, he visited his shops, checked on repairs. I felt like a single mother to Jaden and Kendra. Calvin was everything Warren wasn't. Warren's older brother, a high school vice principal. Home by 4 p.m. Summers off. He'd stop by to check on us when Warren worked late. Helped Jaden with homework. Taught Kendra to ride her bike when Warren was dealing with a shop crisis. It started at Warren's 37th birthday barbecue. I'd planned everything, but Warren got called away. Some customer's car had been damaged in his shop, threatened to sue. Warren left his own party to handle it. I was furious. Calvin helped me clean up after everyone left. We drank the leftover wine. I kissed him first. That's important. I kissed him. He pulled back, said we couldn't. I told him Warren didn't give a SHT about me anyway. That was 2 years ago. The first time we effed was in my marriage bed. Warren was at a convention in Vegas, something about new frame straightening technology. Calvin came over to help with a leaky faucet. My kids were at school. We didn't even make it upstairs the first time, effed against the kitchen counter where I made Warren's coffee every morning. After that, it was easy. Warren's schedule was predictable. Gone by 6, home after 9. Calvin would come by during his lunch break. Sometimes after school. We got sloppy. Started having him over when the kids were home. That's when I became a real piece of SHT. Jaden noticed first. He was 11 then, not stupid. Asked why Uncle Calvin's car was in the garage when Dad wasn't home. I panicked. Told him Uncle Calvin was helping me with something, and it would hurt Daddy's feelings if he knew Calvin had to help because Daddy was too busy. So don't tell him, okay? It's our secret. I bought his silence with a new gaming headset. Kendra was easier. She was 8, still thought secrets were fun. I made it a game. Uncle Calvin's visits are surprise visits. We don't tell Daddy about surprises. Each time she kept quiet, she got a reward. Ice cream. New dolls. Late bedtimes. I turned my children into accomplices. Calvin played the fun uncle perfectly. Brought them gifts. Played video games with Jaden. Had tea parties with Kendra. They loved him. They loved keeping our surprise visits secret. For 2 years, this was my life. Warren would leave for work, I'd get the kids to school, go to my job at the dental office, and 3 times a week, Calvin would come by. Sometimes lunch quickies. Sometimes after school, he'd stay for dinner. I'd send Warren pictures of the kids doing homework, eating the dinner I'd made, while his brother sat in his spot at the table. Warren never suspected. Or so I thought. He'd come home exhausted, shower off the shop smell, eat whatever I'd reheated, ask about the kids' day. He'd kiss me goodnight, even after 2 years, he never stopped kissing me goodnight, and pass out. Weekends, he'd try to make time. Take Jaden to the shop, teach him about cars. Take Kendra for ice cream. But there was always a call, always an emergency. I convinced myself I was justified. Convinced myself he'd chosen his shops over us. That Calvin was giving my kids what Warren wouldn't. God, I was so effing stupid. The night everything changed was a Tuesday in March. Warren was supposed to be meeting with a parts supplier until late. Calvin was over. We'd gotten comfortable. Reckless. Didn't even close the living room curtains. I was on the couch, Calvin on top of me, when I saw him. Warren. Standing in the doorway from the garage. Not moving. Not yelling. Just watching. Our eyes met. I expected rage. Violence. Something. But his face was empty. Like he was looking at strangers. He watched for maybe 30 seconds, felt like hours, then turned around and left. Calvin scrambled off me, grabbing his clothes. Did he see? Did he see us? I heard Warren's truck start and pull away. Calvin fled out the back door. I sat there, half NKD on my couch, waiting. An hour later, Warren came back. Walked past me like I wasn't there. Took a shower. Went to bed in the guest room. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, he got up at 6 like always. Made his own coffee. Kissed the kids goodbye. Nodded at me and left. Normal. Completely effing normal. For a week, nothing changed. He slept in the guest room but didn't mention why. Went to work. Came home. Talked to the kids. Treated me like a polite stranger. No confrontation. No questions. No anger. I convinced myself he hadn't seen clearly. Maybe he thought Calvin was just visiting. Maybe he was processing. Maybe we could pretend it never happened. Calvin texted constantly. Did he say anything? Is he acting weird? Should I come over? I told him to stay away for a while. Let things cool down. That Friday, exactly 1 week after the night, I woke up to my alarm like always. Reached for my phone to check the time. Bank notification, insufficient funds. What? I logged into our banking app. Checking, $0. Savings, $0. Money market, $0. I ran to Warren's, the guest room. Empty. Bed made. I called him. Straight to voicemail. I threw on clothes, raced to his main shop. His manager, Tony, looked confused. Warren? He said he'd be gone for a couple weeks. Family emergency. Left me in charge. I drove home in a panic. A locksmith truck was in my driveway. Ma'am? You Denise Morrison? I got a work order here to change all the locks. This is my house. He showed me paperwork. The house had been sold. Cash deal. Closing in 10 days. The new locks were for the new owners. I called Warren again. Nothing. Called his shops. His managers all had the same story, family emergency, be gone a few weeks. I went to work, trying to process what was happening. At lunch, I ran out to get food. My car was gone. Repossessed. The tow truck driver left a note. 3 months behind on payments. How? Warren handled the car payments. By the time I got back inside, my boss was waiting. Someone had emailed him a video. Me and Calvin. In my house. My kids' voices in the background. Is Uncle Calvin staying for dinner? Mom said it's a surprise for Dad. I was fired on the spot. Get your things. We can't have someone like you working with families. I took an Uber home, to what was still my home for 9 more days. On the porch was a box. USB drives. Dozens of them. And a printed list of names. My parents. My sister. Calvin's wife. Calvin's school board. Our church pastor. Every friend we had. Every family member. Warren's employees. My coworkers. Each USB had everything. Videos from hidden cameras I never knew existed. Screenshots of texts. Audio recordings. The worst ones were of my kids. Mommy said if we don't tell Daddy about Uncle Calvin, we can get McDonald's. Uncle Calvin only comes over when Daddy's at work. It's a secret game. I don't like keeping secrets from Daddy. But remember, Kendra, Mommy said it would make Daddy sad. I threw up in the bushes. The call started within hours. My mother first. You disgusting whoa. Using your babies like that? Calvin's wife. I'm taking everything in the divorce. Everything. My sister. Don't ever contact me again. The church. Your membership has been terminated. By nightfall, I was viral in our community. The vice principal effing his brother's wife. The mother who made her kids lie. The husband who planned the perfect revenge. Calvin called once. I'm suspended. They're pulling my license. My career is over. I hung up. The next 9 days were a blur. I tried to access our accounts, investment, retirement, anything. All gone. Legally transferred or liquidated. Warren's name was on everything, and Texas is a community property state, but guess what? He'd had me sign papers over the years. Power of attorney. Quit claims. I'd signed them all, trusting him. Busy with the kids while he handled boring financial stuff. Every asset we'd built was now in trusts I couldn't touch. The shops? Transferred to a business trust months ago. The house? He'd sold it to a shell company he controlled, then sold that. Our retirement? Cashed out with penalties I'd be liable for. I stayed with my sister for exactly 1 week before she kicked me out. I can't have you here. My kids are asking questions. She let me take some clothes and toiletries. That was it. Calvin's wife cleaned him out in the divorce. His school board revoked his license. He moved in with his mother, got a job at Home Depot. We don't talk. I lived in a motel for 2 weeks until my money ran out. No dental office would hire me, word spread fast in professional circles. I got a job at a call center. $12 an hour. Not enough for an apartment. Barely enough for gas and food. So I live in my car. The same Honda that Warren bought me for my 30th birthday. Nothing but the best for my girl, he'd said. 3 months after that night, Warren finally called. Not to gloat. Just to talk about the kids. They'll be starting school in Phoenix next month. I opened a 4th shop out here. Doing good. Phoenix. He'd moved to effing Phoenix. The kids? They're with me. Their choice. After they found out how you used them, they didn't want to stay. My babies. My kids I'd turned into liars. They'd chosen him. I'm seeing someone, he said, like mentioning the weather. Diane. Owns 2 restaurants. The kids like her. I couldn't speak. I'm not calling to hurt you, Denise. Just thought you should know where they are. You'll get the custody papers soon. I'm not keeping them from you, but they need time. Warren, don't. Just don't. You made your choices. Every day for 2 years, you chose. You chose him. You chose to lie. You chose to use our kids. I just chose to stop being your victim. He was right. Every word. How long did you know? 6 months before that night. Jaden asked me why Uncle Calvin's car was in our garage when I was at work. Kid was scared. Thought he was betraying you by telling me. Took me an hour to convince him he did nothing wrong. 6 months. He'd known for 6 months and said nothing. Why didn't you? What? Yell? Fight? Beg? That's what you expected, right? Big dramatic confrontation? Maybe I'd fight Calvin, and you'd get to play the victim caught between 2 brothers? He laughed, but it wasn't cruel. Just tired. No. I used those 6 months to plan. Protect my assets. Document everything. Set up my exit. I built my shops from nothing, Denise. You think I don't know how to plan? The cameras? Everywhere. Living room. Kitchen. Bedroom. All legal, my house, my right to security. Best investment I ever made. How could you do this to me? Silence. Then, how could I dash? Denise, you effed my brother. In our bed. In front of our kids. Made them lie to me. And you're asking how I could do this to you? He was right. Again. I have to go. Diane and I are taking the kids to the lake. Jaden's learning to wakeboard. Oh, and Denise? The calls are being recorded. Court admissible. Just so you know. He hung up. That was 3 months ago. I haven't heard from my kids since. My lawyer, public defender, basically, says I have no case. The financial moves Warren made were legal. The recordings were legal. The custody situation is temporary, but judges rarely override a child's preference at their ages. I see updates sometimes. Warren's Instagram is public. Him and Diane at the beach. The kids laughing at some restaurant. His new shop's grand opening, Jaden cutting the ribbon. Kendra hugging Diane. They look happy. Calvin messaged me once. A long rambling thing about how we could start over together. I didn't reply. We destroyed 2 families for what? Afternoon Fs and the thrill of sneaking around? I work my call center job. Sleep in my car. Shower at the gym. Eat dollar menu food. Save every penny for a deposit on a room somewhere. Maybe eventually an apartment. Maybe someday my kids will talk to me again. But I know the truth. Warren didn't destroy my life. I did. Every choice, every lie, every time I told my babies to keep secrets from their father, I built this prison myself. Warren wasn't absent. He was building an empire. Warren wasn't oblivious. He was planning. Warren wasn't weak. He was patient. And me? I was just another cheating spouse who thought I was smarter than I was. Who confused a hard-working man with a neglectful one. Who had everything and threw it away for nothing. So yeah. I'm in a Walmart parking lot, writing this on a phone that'll probably get shut off next week. I had a husband who loved me enough to kiss me goodnight even when he was exhausted. Who built a business empire to give us a good life. Who, when betrayed, didn't scream or beg or fight, he just quietly removed me from his life like the cancer I was. They say the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Warren doesn't hate me. He nothings me. And that's exactly what I deserve. Update 1, 2 weeks later. I wasn't going to update. What's the point? But something happened yesterday that I don't know. Maybe I just need to tell someone. First, thank you to the few people who messaged support. To the hundreds who called me every version of whoa, CNT, and garbage, yeah, I know. Trust me, nothing you say is worse than what I tell myself at 3 a.m. Some asked why I didn't see the signs. How could Warren hide this for 6 months? Looking back, they were all there. He started going to the gym at 5 a.m. instead of 6. Said he needed to clear his head before work. He hired 2 new managers. Said he was delegating more to focus on expansion. He stopped asking me about my day. Just stopped. I thought he was tired. He was done. He had me sign papers. Refinancing, he said. Tax stuff. Business liability. I trusted him. Signed everything. You know I don't understand this stuff, babe. That's why you have me, he'd say. He took the kids to his shops more. Teaching Jaden about business. Letting Kendra help with the books. I was grateful, more time for Calvin and me. God, he must have been disgusted every time he looked at me. Anyway. Yesterday. I was at work, the call center. Taking abuse from customers about their cell phone bills. Living the dream. My supervisor called me in. There's someone here to see you. Kendra. My baby girl. Standing in that ugly corporate lobby wearing a Phoenix Suns t-shirt I'd never seen. Taller. Hair longer. Warren's mother, my former mother-in-law Patricia, standing behind her. I ran to hug her. She stepped back. Hi, Mom. So formal. So distant. Patricia spoke first. She insisted on seeing you. Warren doesn't know. I'm doing this for her, not you. We went to a Denny's. Kendra ordered pancakes, she hates pancakes. Or she used to. Maybe Diane makes good pancakes. Why are you here, baby? I'm not a baby. I'm 11 now. I missed her birthday. Warren had sent the custody papers through lawyers. My visitation was pending review based on the children's therapeutic progress. I know. I'm sorry. Happy belated. Dad got me a dirt bike. Diane taught me to ride. Diane. Teaching my daughter to ride. The rage that bubbled up was pathetic. I had no right to it. That's great. Why did you make us lie? Straight to it. No build-up. Kendra, Dr. Melissa says I should tell you how it made me feel. That's my therapist. Dad got us therapists. Of course he did. Warren planning everything, even their healing. It made me feel dirty. Like I was bad too. Jaden won't even talk about you. He says you used us like tools. My 13-year-old son calling me out through his sister. Jesus. I was wrong, Kendra. So wrong. I was selfish and... Dad cried. That stopped me cold. What? After we moved. I heard him one night. In his office. Crying. I never saw Dad cry before. Not even when Grandpa died. Warren's father had died 3 years ago. Lung cancer. Warren gave the eulogy stone-faced, held his mother while she sobbed, never shed a tear. Diane held him for a long time. She didn't say anything. Just held him. My husband, ex-husband, crying in another woman's arms because of what I did. The image made me want to vomit. He's happy now, though. Really happy. Smiles all the time. Takes Sundays off. We go hiking. Diane packs lunches. Every word a knife. This is what Warren could have been with someone who appreciated him. Are you happy, baby, Kendra? She thought about it. Yeah. Phoenix is cool. I have friends. Diane's restaurants have really good food. She's teaching me to cook. Real cooking, not just mac and cheese. I used to make box mac and cheese when Warren worked late. Calvin loved my cooking. Is she good to you? She's not trying to be our mom. She said she knows she's not. But she's nice. She doesn't make us keep secrets. She told Dad when I broke his coffee mug. I thought she'd help me hide it, but she said healthy families don't hide things. The contrast wasn't subtle. Patricia spoke up. 5 more minutes. Kendra pulled out her phone. Newer than the one I'd bought her. I took pictures. Thought you might want to see. Warren teaching Jaden to change oil. The kids at some restaurant with Diane. She was pretty, of course. Successful, stable, everything I wasn't. Family hiking photos. Christmas morning, had it really been that long? Warren's new shop. His new house, that pool. Dad says maybe next year I can spend a week with you. If Dr. Melissa thinks I'm ready. If you have a place by then. Next year. Maybe. If. I love you, Kendra. I love you so much. I know. Dr. Melissa says you loved us. You just loved yourself more. From the mouths of babes. Patricia stood. Time to go. Kendra hugged me. Quick, obligatory. Bye, Mom. They left. I sat there until the manager asked me to leave. So that's it. My daughter came to show me the life they have now. The life Warren built without me. He's not wallowing. Not bitter. Not damaged. He recovered in months from what I did over years. And Diane. Effing Diane with her restaurants and her ethics and her Sunday lunches. Being the stepmother, I should have been the real mother. Teaching my daughter that families don't keep secrets while I taught her to lie. Warren won. No, that's wrong. This wasn't a game to him. Warren survived. Then thrived. Me? I'm exactly where I put myself. Oh, and the best part? When I got back to work, I was fired. Too many personal disruptions. So now I'm completely unemployed. Living in my car. Watching my ex-husband and his girlfriend raise my kids better than I ever did. This isn't a redemption story. It's a cautionary tale. And I'm the effing warning. Update 2, 1 month later. Rock bottom has a basement. Lost the car. Couldn't afford registration renewal, got pulled over, no insurance. Impounded. I couldn't pay to get it out. Everything I owned was in that trunk. I've been sleeping rough for 2 weeks. There's a shelter, but it's full most nights. Sometimes I get a bed. Sometimes I sleep in the park. A 40-year-old woman with a college degree sleeping on benches. My parents would be so proud. Oh wait, they disown me. But that's not why I'm writing. Calvin found me. I was at the library using the computers, free internet to job hunt. He sat down next to me. Looked like SHT. Gained weight, hair greasy, wearing a Home Depot apron. Denise. I almost ran. Couldn't handle this on top of everything. I've been looking for you. Your sister said you were homeless. My sister. Still keeping tabs, still judging. What do you want, Calvin? To talk. Please. We went outside. Sat on a bench like two strangers. Which I guess we were. How's your mom? I asked. Stupid small talk. Disappointed. She hasn't spoken to me in weeks. Just leaves my dinner on the table and goes to her room. Your ex? Took everything. House, savings, my pension. Got full custody of Amber. His daughter. 16. I'd forgotten about her in all this. Another kid damaged by our selfishness. She won't see me. Posted about me on Facebook. I'm the uncle who effed his brother's wife. No one at Home Depot will talk to me. Why are you here, Calvin? He pulled out an envelope. Warren came to see me. My heart stopped. When? Last week. Showed up at the store. Thought he was going to KL me. But he just wanted to talk. Warren. Driving from Phoenix to confront his brother. I pictured it, Warren walking into Home Depot, finding Calvin in that orange apron. What did he say? He asked me why. Said he needed to understand. For closure. What did you tell him? Calvin laughed. Bitter. The truth. That you came onto me. That I was weak. That it felt good to have something he didn't. His wife. His life. Jesus, Calvin. He just nodded. Said he figured as much. Then he gave me this. The envelope. Calvin handed it to me. Inside was a check. $10,000. Made out to me. What the F? He said it's not alimony. Not guilt money. He called it funeral expenses. For the person you used to be. So you can bury her and maybe start over. I stared at the check. Warren's perfect handwriting. The memo line, final payment. He said to tell you this is it. No more contact. No more updates about the kids. You cash this, you accept that the Denise he married is dead. You become someone else. Someone better. Or don't. But either way, you're gone to him. $10,000. Enough for a deposit, first month's rent, some clothes, maybe a cheap car. A resurrection fund. There's more, Calvin said. He had a message for me too. Said I was his brother for 41 years. Said he loved me. Past tense. Said I died the day I touched you. This check is his way of burying us both. We sat in silence. Are you going to cash it? Calvin asked. It's not even a question. He's a better man than either of us deserved. I know. Calvin stood to leave. Turned back. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We destroyed everything for nothing. No. We destroyed everything for afternoon Fs and the thrill of getting away with it. He flinched. Yeah. That. He left. I sat there holding $10,000 and crying. Not sad tears. Grateful tears. Warren didn't owe me SHT. This was pure grace. I cashed it that afternoon. Got a motel room. Showered for an hour. Bought clothes at Goodwill. Real clothes, not the stained SHT I'd been wearing. Got a haircut. Looked human again. Used some for a beater car. Nothing pretty, but it runs. Put a deposit on a studio apartment, month to month, sketchy neighborhood, but it has a door that locks. Started applying for jobs. Any job. Overnight stocking. Fast food. Cleaning offices. Anything. Warren gave me what I didn't deserve, a chance. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. Just a chance to stop being the garbage person I'd become. My kids are gone. My marriage is gone. My career is gone. My family is gone. All by my own choices. But I'm not gone. Not yet. Warren's right. Denise Morrison, the dental hygienist who effed her brother-in-law and made her kids lie about it, she's dead. Whoever I become next, she can't be worse than that. So thank you, Warren. For the money. For the chance. For being the man I was too stupid to appreciate. And F you for being so goddamn perfect about it. Final update, 6 months later. This is the last time I'll write about this. Not because things are better. But because I need to stop living in the past, even if that past is all I think about. I have a job. Night shift at a warehouse. $15 an hour. I load trucks from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. My back hurts constantly and my hands are raw, but it's honest work. Something I hadn't done in years. I have an apartment. Studio. Bars on the windows. Neighbors who fight. But it's mine. I have a bed, not a backseat. I have a kitchen, not a drive-through. I have an address, not a parking lot. I haven't heard from my kids. I've written letters. Don't know if Warren gives them to them. Probably not. I wouldn't. I write them anyway. Tell them about my day. Apologize. Not asking for forgiveness. Just wanting them to know I think about them. I see their lives through social media. Warren doesn't block me. Another grace I don't deserve. Jaden made honor roll. Plays football now. He's getting tall. Has Warren's strong jaw. Kendra joined drama club. Her smile is different, more confident. Diane's in some pictures. She looks kind. The kids seem comfortable with her. Warren opened his 5th shop. There was a news article. Local entrepreneur expands auto empire. They interviewed him. He talked about integrity in business, building something lasting, teaching his kids the value of hard work. No mention of the ex-wife who tried to tear it all down. Calvin's gone. Moved to Florida, I heard. Starting over. We don't talk. We're poison to each other. My family still won't speak to me. I send Christmas cards. They return them unopened. Here's what I've learned in these months of isolation and poverty. Warren wasn't working all those hours to avoid me. He was working to build something. While I was effing his brother, he was creating an empire. While I was teaching our kids to lie, he was learning to document truth. While I was spending afternoons moaning Calvin's name, he was planning a future I'd never see. I had a man who kissed me goodnight even when I tasted like another man's cock. Who never stopped trying, even when I'd stopped deserving it. Who could have destroyed me with violence or rage but chose precision instead. Some comments asked if I still love him. That's the wrong question. The question is, did I ever love him? Or did I love what he provided while resenting him for how he provided it? I think I loved the idea of him. The safety. The stability. The father he was when he had time. But I didn't love the reality of him, the exhausted man who still made sure to ask about my day. The entrepreneur who was building a legacy while I was building a house of lies. Now I love him. Now, When it's years too late. Now I understand what I had. A partner. A builder. A man who could plan 6 months of revenge while looking me in the eye every night. That takes a strength I never recognized. So where does this leave me? Alive. Employed. Sheltered. More than I had 6 months ago. Less than I deserve. I've stopped feeling sorry for myself. This isn't a tragedy. It's consequences. Every morning at 3 a.m., when I'm loading boxes until my spine screams, I remember, I chose this. Every night in my empty apartment, eating ramen while my kids eat Diane's home cooking, I remember, I chose this. Warren gave me $10,000 and called it funeral expenses. He was right. The old Denise is dead. What's left is just trying to be worth the gift he gave me. Not forgiveness. Not love. Just the chance to be something other than the woman who destroyed everything. My name is Denise Morrison. I'm 41 years old. I work in a warehouse. I live alone. I have 2 children who don't speak to me. I have an ex-husband who loved me more than I knew. I have a future that looks nothing like my past. And I have no one to blame but myself. This is my life now. And honestly, it's still better than I deserve. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.